One of the biggest things that I feel like me and Yuri talk about, whether it's in training or prior to going into the race, was how when it comes to that last 50, we know that I have another gear I can hit. We know that I'm not going to, per se, die on the race because I've trained it so hard. I've trained that back end. Like, I feel strong in the back end of my swimming. So I flipped at that wall, and I vaguely remember seeing kind of like Reagan Smith's feet a little bit ahead of me, and I could have sworn I saw another pair of feet like 2 walls down. I don't know if that was my imagination or if it was real. And I pushed off that wall, and I was like, I'm getting my hand to that wall. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. I knew that I was gonna grind to the last second, and I had to be patient when to really rate up, which is another thing that I train in the pool, and just being like calm before knowing when to pick my tempo up so I don't get too tired prior to making it to the wall.
Yeah. So you hit the wall, and then there's that those couple seconds, they probably felt like an eternity, and then there's that video of you just kind of going crazy. Can it just take me through that moment, and what was that like? Because you trained for this is a goal, and like all that hard work is just you were waiting for like
Yeah, I mean, going into the race, going into all three preliminary, semifinals, and finals, I felt pressure on me. That pressure was there, but I kept kind of telling myself, and I kept talking, and just being like, that pressure is there for everybody. Everybody's feeling it the same way. It's just who can deal with it the best. So going into the final, it was like, all right, head locked in, I'm doing my swim, I'm gonna execute my race. And I remember touching the wall, and it does kind of take a second for your eyes to go from like water to looking up at the board, and then you gotta find your name, you gotta go over to the side, see where like what place you got and all.
Yeah.
So it's like that second of like scan up and down the board, and then I saw the second place. And I didn't even look at the time. I remember asking Reagan like 20 minutes later, like, hey, what did we go? But I saw the second place and just breathed out, felt like I could actually just relax for a second. I was so happy. I wanted to cry, like so many emotions kind of pouring into me at once. But ultimately, I was just relieved and excited.
Yeah, and then the moment when, all the Badgers were there, that moment, what was that moment like, seeing your teammates, people that you grind day in, day out with all year, the last couple of years, for them to kind of share that moment?
Run in. It was really special. Back in 2021, there was 6 or 7 of us there at trials. And they obviously ran to me and swarmed me like with hugs and cheers after I made it in 2021. But it really is a different experience when you have just about 20 swimmers coming at you to give you a hug, and all, again, like you said, like people I train with every single day, and see the amount of hard work that I put in, and I get to watch the amount of hard work that they put in. It's such a special moment. And some of those swimmers made their first semifinals at the meet, or were killing it and making finals at Olympic trials. And I enjoy watching them succeed because I've seen them put in the hard work, and I don't want that to not pay off for them. And then for them to come over and then support me, it's a really special thing. And I think that's just like part of being a Badger. You guys everybody just supports each other.
Yeah.